Coming to you from the studios at the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66, it's the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast.
Rock and roll Chicago, rock and roll Chicago, my hometown. Well, I was born in the city, gonna rock the city, Chicago. Chicago rock and rollers are the best year around.
Hey, everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
This is Hollywood Mike.
Hi. Oh,
Hey,
you're Hollywood.
I'm
again.
Hollywood. Yeah, I'm Hollywood again.
So everything's okay today?
I am Mr. Hollywood to you.
Mr. Hollywood.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, my.
Good to see you, Ray.
Good to see you.
You know what? I keep thinking about those cigars from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hotter than hell out on the balcony next door and the whole bit, and felt like New Orleans. But those are good cigars, though.
They are. They're Padrones.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So if
cigars.
anybody out there is listening and you would like to buy the hosts of this show
That's true.
a gift or something,
Yeah.
we like bourbon, we like cigars,
That's right.
we like guitars.
Yeah, I don't think and no one's going to buy us a guitar.
You know, you never know.
You never know.
They might win
true.
at the casino and just decide
Yeah.
to come on over.
Well, I had a little crazy day.
What was your? Oh yeah, you
Power
did.
lines exploded behind my house today.
Wow, a little
Yeah.
electroshock therapy.
Yeah, man. It's during a storm. It's
That's
weird.
You sent the pictures. That's pretty. That's scary.
That's pretty intense. Yeah.
I did the guy that was standing out in the middle of the street though.
No.
Guy's literally standing out in the middle of the street in puddles, and there's power lines.
I had
all over the
rubber
place.
soled sandals on.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember, I used to do this for a living.
yeah.
so.
That's true. But just amazing. The world's most powerful energy source
Yep. And
can be brought to a screeching halt by rubber sandals.
that's right. That's right. And I'm keeping it at bay.
Little did he know that his outfit with the shorts and the rubber sandals was the manliest outfit that he could have possibly worn.
That's
that day.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah. So we've got a guy in the studio here tonight, everybody. We have young Mr. Sam Burns in the studio tonight. We're going to give him the crowd again. Sam, he brings nothing but dudes with him.
Dudes with him, yeah.
Everywhere he goes. I figured, I wanted him on the show because I figured he's going to bring some young ladies along with him. But nope, brought a bunch of dudes, throwing beer bottles and
dudes.
everything else.
Yep.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Oh, they all think I suck.
Yeah, well, they don't think. I mean,
They don't.
for
They
good
don't.
reason, they do. So,
Yeah.
How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah, well, that's
Sounds
good
like
to
you
see
guys
you.
have had an interesting day.
Yeah, a little bit of an interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've known each other for quite a while.
We have.
You
Yeah.
were just.
I was a kid.
You still had milk behind your ears when I met
That's
you.
right.
I
Yep.
think
Yep.
you were like 18.
I was 18 years old when we met.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yep.
at the place that shall no longer be mentioned
Shall not
on
be
this
named.
on this program ever again in life.
Yeah.
But that's where we met, and you know where it is, and Ray knows where it is, and
Yeah,
the
I
people
was
who listen to
heavily
this
involved
regularly
there,
know.
man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a great scene for a long time. But
Yeah. Because you did the jam or
I hosted
the
a jazz
jam in the
Yeah.
whole bit there.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So I'll tell you what amazed me the most about Sam was, like I said, when I met him, he was 18 years old, and he comes walking in here, walking into the place that shall not be named.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, okay, he's 18 years old. He's got kind of long hair in the whole bit, and we're going to get some hard rock and stuff out of this guy at the jam, right? Nope. He gets up there and he starts playing jazz. I'm like, what the hell is this going on here? First of all, who really jazz? Okay. It's like, I've never inspired to play every note with the scale at the same time ever, but apparently there are people that do. And Sam is one of them.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, nothing's off the table, right? You got all this 6 strings and sometimes 24 frets, right? So
Right.
it's like,
And
learn
if
how
you
to use it.
Right. And if you make a mistake, you just do the same thing over again.
Exactly. And it reaffirms it.
It reaffirms
Yep.
exactly. It's no longer a mistake.
Exactly.
It's part
Yeah.
of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there might be slightly more to it than playing every note at once, but that is a big part of it.
A little bit, but you know what though? Here's my experience with jazz,
Yeah,
and this is so
yeah.
funny. We're getting away. Sam plays guitar, right? And that's how I know him as a guitar player. But I also play a little piano. And there's this thing that you can do on the piano, where I wish I had a piano. I can't explain it.
Yeah.
But if you play, so any set of 3 black keys on a piano,
Right.
you play the white key, the black key, the white key, the black key, the white key, the black key. And then if you play any melody that you want on all black keys, it sounds like freeform jazz. You don't have to have any musical talent whatsoever
Yeah, right.
to sound like you're playing freeform jazz on a piano.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we call that chromaticism. We call that like a chromatic enclosure.
Yes.
Da-da-da, or da-da-da.
Right.
You know,
and Barry
stuff
White
like
would call that chromaticism.
Yeah. Chromaticism.
Take off that brassiere, my dear. Listen to my chromaticism.
So jazz is basically doing that around any note and any chord you're playing.
Yeah.
Or melody or whatever. And that's how I think about it. You know, I'm thinking about the chords of the song and trying to outline those chords and then I'll add chromaticism, you know, I'll go around the notes, you know, and I play around. And sometimes you can go as far as you want out, you know.
Say that again. What is chromaticism again? Say that again.
Chromaticism. Okay. That is use of all 12 notes in the key, right? Or technically all 12 notes in general, right? Surrounding notes within the key.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So what you basically described on the piano is chromaticism,
right? Because
you are using notes from the chromatic scale to hit notes that you're targeting.
Right.
So we would call that like enclosures and things of that nature.
Okay. So it's kind of like you're just kind of pecking around until you find the one that feels right.
Yeah. except you're intentional about it.
There's that a word? Is that a word?
Pecking around until it feels right.
Intentionality. If chromaticism can be a word, intentionality.
But whatever. I mean, you know, a lot of it ends up being muscle memory. You know, you work these patterns out on the instrument, and then you play them. You know, a lot of stuff that I play on the gig is, you know, right. Like when you play, it's a lot of stuff when you're improvising that you know. And right. I've taken it a step further than just a pentatonic scale, though I do very much enjoy my pentatonic scales.
Sure. Right. Everybody does.
Yes.
So when I met you again at 18 years old, you were already playing at a level where you could pretty much get on stage and play with anybody that we threw you up there with.
Yeah.
So how long have you been playing guitar?
Since I think I was 12 years old, 7th grade. Okay. So 12 years now.
Right. Right.
And I've been playing music since before then, actually. I started playing music at 9. I joined the school band playing the trumpet. Because I have a grandfather. I had a grandfather. He came from Sicily. And he played the trumpet, and he was a barber. So that's
the trumpet playing barber. I love
trumpet
that.
playing barber. Hey man, he paid the bills doing that.
Yeah, you know? Absolutely.
So
yeah. That sounds more blues and jazz than anything I've ever heard of. He's a trumpet playing barber.
And he played. He was Sicilian, so he played with the Sicilian band of Chicago, and they'd march, you know, down the streets and stuff,
cool.
and you know.
All the parades and all that.
Yeah, they would do all that stuff. I think the big one is in Niles. I don't remember. It's been so long. So I remember him playing and he would he'd put the trumpet in our hands and stuff, and you know, he'd let us try it out and blow into it, and then I'm like, I want to do this, so
and blow into it. I could, blow into this trumpet.
yeah, that's basically what.
No noise.
We have photos, and in the photos, we're basically doing that. I mean, you know,
right,
it's just
just blowing because you got to give the Bronx cheer to play a trumpet. Really, you can't just blow into a trumpet.
Right, exactly. No, there's a little more to it.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sorry.
Exactly,
Ray.
that's an amateur.
Okay, so again, when I first met you, you were up there and you were playing jazz. I've never heard you just all of a sudden take out a guitar and start playing rock and roll or anything like that. It's always been jazz.
Yeah.
So you obviously at a very young age decided, well, this is the way I'm going to go.
I see. I when I went to Joliet Junior College, and there they trained me, right? They kind of what they did is they kind of tore me down and built me back up again. I mean, I was a mess when I got there, and then when I got out, you know, I think I did okay, you know. But before then, maybe sometime in high school, I was in a band. And we were a jam band, sort of deal. And I also played in the school jazz band and stuff. But I was really, really fascinated with the idea of improvisational music, and you know, coming up with stuff and generating your own ideas. That just really appealed to me. Of course, I was a big rocker. You know, I've been to some great rock shows. You know, I always liked bands like AC/DC growing up. We saw them pretty close to On the Rail, which was pretty cool at 14 years old. It's pretty mind blowing. Yeah.
Very nice.
I saw Black Sabbath
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
With or without Ozzy?
With Ozzy.
With Ozzy.
With
yeah.
Ozzy back in 2016 on the end tour. It
Wow.
was the second date of the tour, I remember. And that was really cool. So,
Nice. Yeah.
I've seen Judas Priest. You know, I recently saw Pantera. So Tedeschi Trucks Band. I was on the rail for Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Nice.
Deep Purple was my first concert.
Wow.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. So I have parents that are rockers, you know, and they got me into that. And that's the reason why I picked up guitar is because, you know, I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Right.
And I liked that sound and that music. So that's what initially inspired me. But then I got more into that mode of wanting to be more creative with the instrument. Because I was always just learning songs and just playing the songs, you know, and that just wasn't enough for me. And that really still isn't, you know. I mean, you know, there's an aspect of that I do still, obviously, as a professional musician. Sure. You have to. Yeah, so I'm into the creative side of things for sure, with the improvisation and composition as well. I write a lot of music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You play with a lot of people too, though.
Yeah. We'll book a date and then I'll call different musicians that I know and I have my go-to guys. I think at this point I have some people that I really like playing with, but on a jazz gig, you can call just about anybody. As long as they can play, they can play. They can sit in and they can do their stuff. But I mean, I play with other people too, other groups and stuff. So. Like I've done a lot of pit orchestra gigs and stuff with high schools or other institutions, and choir concerts, what else? And then I play in Kevin Gothrop's band, Mr. Lucky, and his orchestra tomorrow.
I was just about to say we should probably say, since this isn't video, it's very much like a radio show, that a lot of you listening have probably seen Sam, because there was a lot of videos posted to the Rock and Roll Chicago podcast fan page. And you guys will remember when I was doing the Frank Sinatra stuff. Well, Sam was the guitar player in the band that night.
Yeah.
So if you've seen any of those video clips or anything, and you've heard any of the audio from that show, Sam was the guy playing guitar that night.
I'd love to do that again.
I would too.
That would be great. We just need a rehearsal.
Yes, we do. You know what though? I thought it was that night. I thought it was really cool though, because I was familiar with the horn players, obviously, because they're in Cadillac Groove and everything. But I've never heard them play that particular type of music.
And they're really good at it.
They're really good at it. But that night, everybody just kind of showed up, and Kevin was handing out charts. So it's like we all showed up there, and I had I had this iPad with every possible song that Kevin had talked to me about, right? And there was a few of them that we did that night where I was literally sight reading the music to sing it.
Well, welcome to the jazz gig, man.
Yeah,
that happens a lot.
But we had a lot of fun though, and
we did.
When people on the other side of the stage, the horn guys, when they were, not quite on, because let's face it, you got three guys over there trying to create a chord together, so they weren't always on, the first time. And I was turning around looking at what was her, Lisa? Is that her name?
Lisa.
The bass player?
Oh, I love Lisa.
Oh my God. If she weren't there, because
she held you together.
Yeah, I know. You can see how many times I turned around and looked at her and walked
you were
over by her.
To look at me, but you couldn't hear me.
But I couldn't hear you.
That stage is so weird, man.
I know it is.
That room, it's so. I mean, it's a cool space, but it's a very live room, and it's just on stage. It's so weird. We probably need to have me pump through a monitor, and
we definitely do. We didn't, because we didn't mic anybody up,
right.
And so we didn't have any monitors available or anything. It was literally like
it was flying. It
was like a jazz jam with all Frank Sinatra.
That's what it is every month. There.
Yeah.
Kevin.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun though. But I did talk to Kevin shortly after that, and he did say that they're working on another date.
Good.
And let's get together and let's.
Gotta have a rehearsal.
How fun it would be if we had a rehearsal. That would be awesome.
It would be, dude. The music. It would happen. There were just a lot of little things that happened. That just kind of made it a little tricky, but I think if we had a rehearsal, especially with the players, I mean, a lot of great players, and you were just killing the songs.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, it was great.
That was a lot of fun. That was the first time I did a full night of. Done a few songs before, but that was the first time I did a whole night. It was nice getting dressed up with a tuxedo and stuff. It was kind of cool.
Yeah. And you weren't even expecting me to be there.
No, that was a surprise that night. That was a surprise when you were the first person that liked the invite that Kevin put out.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. Maybe we'll see Sam in the audience. Then he comes walking in with his guitar like he's ready to play. And I'm like, oh, shit, that's because he's ready to play. He's here to play in the band.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So what are you working on? Your stuff. You say, I mean, you've got some music out there, right?
Yeah. So I currently have an album out entitled The Missing Piece. I have a copy of it here. I'm going to gift it to you, Mike, or to the podcast in general. This record we made back in November of last year. Well, it was a process, right? So the process leading up to that was about a year of composing music for this album and then play testing it in front of audiences and then trying different people to play the music. So I ended up with these two guys, Mario Duenas, on the keyboards. I call him the bus driver, the style of keyboard playing he's doing. He's playing the bass in the left hand and he's playing the chords and stuff. And
so your
melodies.
bass player hates him.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's got a split personality, some people might say, even more split than that. He's also maybe a better guitar player than he is a keyboard player. And he's a really good keyboard player.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's phenomenal.
Wow.
And he's the kind of guy you want in your corner when you're a guitar player because he knows exactly what you want.
What's his name again?
Mario Duenas.
Where does he come from?
He lives in Naperville.
Okay. All right.
I know he's ran into some mutuals of ours before, like Al Spears and
sure. Yeah.
There's another guy. I can't remember his name. I think Ed. No, it's I'm forgetting.
That's not.
It'll come back to me later.
Ed.
Yeah. They know who they are.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But yeah. So he's running with some of those people, but he's a jazz guy.
Sure.
And
right.
He's quite good. The way that he plays my music, I really much enjoyed it. And I had him on the gig last night. We were playing last night up in North Aurora. We're playing at the North Aurora Library on a 90-degree hot humid night outside. Yeah.
Don't you love that? Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. We had fans and everything, adoring fans, on us,
yeah.
Blowing air on us. Yeah. And then the other guy is this 21, 22-year-old drummer named Gustavo Flores.
Okay.
And Gus, he runs a band called Tiwa Blue and His Chosen Few, and they play sort of like a Latin spiritual jazz fusion style. Think like John Coltrane meets, I don't know, like Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, maybe a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, right. Well, people out there who might know what that is. Yeah. But he also made this cool album artwork. He put this together for me. He's a very talented graphic artist as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, this CD, we made it back in November. Like I said, I had composed the music throughout the year, and I found these guys to play the music, and then we just went in the studio and we hit record.
Yeah. All instrumental.
Music.
Music. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, this album is very chill out stuff, very just chill music.
Like get a glass of wine and smoke some weed. And listen.
Yep. And just sit back and enjoy yourself, Okay. He plays, he's not playing organ, which commonly with a guitar player, you might see something called the organ trio,
sure,
which has a Hammond organ player, drummer and guitar player. But we kind of do that similar style, but he's playing a Rhodes.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah. So it almost carries like a little bit of like Pink Floyd vibes a little bit in my opinion, that's kind of what I hear a little bit.
Maybe some Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
It's not quite like that super rhythmic thing
bouncy,
that Ray does.
Yeah. Bouncy piano kind of thing.
It's very like he's orchestrating.
Okay.
Like when he's playing, he's like creating like classical music while he's playing. So it's a blend of things, it's a jazz fusion album.
Right.
Did you ask him to bring the Rhodes, or was that his choice?
That's what I wanted.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. So that's the sound that I wanted to go for, and he delivered. So
nice.
Yeah, that was very, very cool. So yeah, everything on the album is a first take. The first 4 tunes are just one long suite called the Conversation Suite.
Okay.
Ironically enough, right? A conversation without words, how does that work? Well, we're just listening to each other and playing off of each other, and exploring the space between the notes and the composition, and what have you not.
Right.
So yeah, that's what that is. It's a half-hour long suite that's just nonstop and no cuts, no nothing. Yeah, and it's improvisational music. It's really, I think it's neat. It's a good effort.
Well, I think it's time to take a quick pause for the cause, right?
All right.
And we're gonna get Sam all EQ'd up here in a whole bit. And he's gonna come back and he's gonna play some jazz fusion for us.
Yes.
Alrighty, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast.
Your Sunday nights just got a whole lot bluesier. Get ready for the Bus Stop Blues, a show that takes you deep into the soul of the blues with classic hits, road stories, and live jam sessions. Hosted by bluesman Kevin Purcell and me, the one and only Road Bill. The Bus Stop Blues is 2 hours of nonstop blues, banter, and badassery. Check out the Bus Stop Blues podcast at thebusstopblues.com, where you can listen on Spotify, iHeart, Apple Podcasts, or any other major podcast platform. Up on board the Bus Stop Blues, where the blues never stops rolling.
Hey, everybody, it's Ray the Roadie.
And this is Hollywood Mike of the Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast. If you've been enjoying our weekly program, we have great news for you. Just tune in to Road to Rock Radio on Mondays at 7 p.m. Central Time, and you can hear a rebroadcast of one of our past episodes. Then again on Thursdays at 7 p.m., you can hear our most current episode brought to you by the Illinois Rock and Roll Museum on Route 66.
So go to roadtorock.org, scroll down, and click on Radio Station. That'll bring you to the Road to Rock Radio, a station committed entirely to the great music from Illinois, from Chicago blues born on Maxwell Street to today's rock and roll and everything in between. 24/7, all music with its roots in Illinois.
This is kind of a first because normally people come in here with acoustic guitars or whatever, and they've got their singers and their bands and stuff, but we're going to get a little mellowed out instrumental jazz by Sam. So I know you got some cool guitars. Tell us about this guitar.
So this is
Well, yeah, you need that. Yep. Or hold it in your hand as you're talking for a second. Yeah.
So this is my 1993 Gibson ES 335.
All right.
I purchased this actually at the place that I now work, Hidden Gem Guitars in Flossmoor.
Right.
You remember that SG I had? So
Yeah.
I traded that SG, a Fender Hot Rod or like this amp,
Yeah, right.
Fender Hot Rod or whatever. And then another Fender amp, a Fender Mustang.
Yeah.
And then about, I think like $900.
Yeah.
And then I got this thing.
He traded his life away for the
I did.
ES335.
Yeah, you usually do.
But
Yeah.
look, man, I walked in that shop and for an interview with him. And I'm like, the first thing I'm looking for is a 335.
Yeah, right.
And I saw this thing on the wall. And then he and I start jamming and he picks it up and we're jamming, playing, some blues or something. And then I'm like, man, I got to check out that guitar. I got to play it. I played it and I'm just like, dude, I'm coming back here next week.
There's
and
no
I'm
way
gonna
I'm
buy
walking
it.
out without this guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Let me get some stuff together and see if we can make a deal.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And I've had this guitar since. I even christened it. I broke the headstock on it in the case. So it was in the Gibson case,
Right.
And the case fell over. This was about October of that year, so 2 years ago, 23.
Right.
October of 23, the case falls over, and I opened up the case a little bit later, a couple days later, and on a gig, and the headstock is broken.
Wow.
So another guy on the gig had another guitar. He lived nearby, so he got me his other guitar and I played it. But then I got it fixed. So that
everybody I know that owns a Gibson guitar, with maybe the exception of you, because you own a Gibson guitar, I don't know how many stories I've heard about people breaking the heads and
they break. So I got a different case. I got this Reunion Blues bag.
Yeah.
And I've had no problems since.
Okay. All right.
So that's kept it from breaking.
If anybody that Sam has just talked about is looking for some advertisement, we're looking for sponsors.
Oh, yes, we are. We're always looking for sponsors.
Yeah. Gibson guitar. What was the case?
Reunion Blues.
Reunion Blues cases. Yep. In the music store. Yeah.
Right.
That you're working at?
Yep.
Yeah. We're looking for sponsors, man. Give us a shout.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's time for you to play.
All right. I'm going to play for you guys the title track from my album that's out now. It's called The Missing Piece.
All right. Sounds good. Very good. I love the I like the way you made use of delay on that, the delay effect on that. It actually sounded a lot like accompaniment.
Oh, thank you.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just the delay has a way of kind of filling in the space, and it's like a dotted eighth note thing or whatever. I'm just listening and trying to use that in a musical way, and that's how I approach the delay.
Sure.
And I love that delay pedal. That's Delay Llama by Jam Pedals. Analog delay. I love it.
Hey, put your guitar down and relax for a little bit more, so you're not bent over the table there. That came out wrong. That came wrong. Bent over the table. That came out wrong. Yeah. He's hunched over trying because he's tall and he's trying to. Yeah,
correct.
He's over 6 feet tall trying to talk to a microphone sitting on a table. Yeah, he's not.
So that was Icebreaker?
That was the missing piece.
Oh, that was the missing piece.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay.
And there's one other pedal on there too. I don't know if you noticed it, but the Boss OC5.
Yeah.
The octave. So that thing is really cool. I don't know how well it came out, but it can track your range, right?
Right.
So you can have it set to a certain range, and you can still solo and stuff, but you can have a bass under you,
a bass line kind of underneath it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I love that pedal for solo guitar playing because it just it makes it sound bigger.
Right. Right. What is it? The OC5?
Yes, that's the OC5 by Boss.
By Boss. Wow. Yeah. Boss. We're looking for sponsors.
Boss is listening.
You want another sponsor? I'm using my always on pedal. Another always on pedal for me is the all germanium fuzz face mini.
Oh, you always have the fuzz face on.
Yeah. So it's germanium, right? So something with the germanium transistors. When you roll off your volume pod on the guitar, it takes the hair off of the fuzz face,
Right.
So it's impedance. It's an impedance based effect. So basically, you get like a clean boost.
Sure, right. Okay.
And there's something with it. It boosts certain frequencies that I really like the sound of it. And then when you really dig in, then you get a little bit of that push,
Right.
And normally I play a Henriksen amplifier, which is they are totally clean amplifiers.
Right.
That you remember that little one with the 6-inch speaker in it. They sound great.
Yeah.
But it's a great pedal.
They do sound great for a 6-inch speaker.
Yeah. Oh, they sound big, man.
Yeah.
Big. And then I have an extension cab for that too, a 10-inch extension cab. So if you're playing like outside or something, or,
right.
Maybe next time I'm playing at the Roxy with you, then you can hear me.
No kid. Point one in my direction or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. But that's interesting. Keith Richards is famous for saying, people ask Keith Richards one time, do you prefer to play lead guitar or rhythm guitar? And he says, well, I don't know. I've never walked into a guitar, store and saw lead guitars hanging on the wall.
That's right.
It's
all guitar.
It's all guitars. Effects pedals are the same way. Effects pedals are effects pedals. I mean, you're playing jazz, a very mellow sounding version of jazz, and yet you've got the pedal that Jimi Hendrix played, the Arbiter fuzz face.
Oh man, but you got to come see us live because I'll go Mike Stern on you. If you know who Mike Stern is.
That's the name I was looking. I couldn't think of the last name. I was thinking there's a Mike Stern, but isn't there also a Mike McGinty?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, and I've been wrong once before. If I'm not mistaken,
More than once.
I think Mike McGinty, isn't he the guy that does the jazz cover of Wind Cries Mary, and it became the Cosby Show theme song?
Does he? Okay, I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, people don't realize that. The next time anybody, although I don't think you're going to catch an episode of the Cosby Show anymore because of things that have happened recently, but the theme song of the Cosby Show, if you listen to it, you're like, holy shit, yeah, that's Wind Cries Mary. And it's like a freeform jazz version of it.
Wow, I'm going to have to check that out.
I could be completely wrong, but I know I hear it on like the Bluesville station every once in a while, and I think it's Mike McGinty that does it.
Okay.
But you reminded me, but that song reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
Is the reason why I brought
That's
it
cool.
up.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, it's a tune that seems to be one that's like a crowd favorite, when we play it. Maybe it's a little bit simpler in structure, I was thinking about the Allman Brothers when I wrote that.
Oh, okay. No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Just I wrote that on an acoustic guitar, just strumming out them triad shapes, and I'm like, that sounds like the Allman Brothers to me. Other people say it reminds them like a Steely Dan or something. I don't know.
I could the hook in the song, the dun dun dun. Yeah, that's
like Peg or something. I don't know.
Yes, exactly.
Not quite, but
Not
it's
quite.
not quite, but close enough.
yeah.
I totally get that. Yeah. I've tried to write instrumentals. I have. Not that I really like them,
Sure.
But I sat down one day and said, okay, I'm going to try and do it. After about 30 seconds, I'm bored to death, and I got to start putting lyrics to it.
Yeah.
How are you inspired to write an entire composition of just an instrumental?
My brain works different. I'm not a big words guy, really. I'm more like, I've always been about the music. Like, that's the first thing that hits me when I'm listening to somebody is the music. So that's what I hear is the music. Now I have to focus really hard to hear the lyrics to a song I don't know. I have to really focus to do that, and maybe most people do. I don't know, but I'm a big music guy. So to me, it's about how do I write a catchy melody, or a good melody, and what qualifies as a good melody might depend on who you are, but I tend to come from like the camp of like row your boat, because it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, or the Beatles were great melody writers, and Pat Metheny, and I just think about the melody. What's the melody that's happening here, and then I sit down and I'll come up with an idea. Right, an idea session is different from a more organizing session.
Right.
So my composition is split into two different paths, So I'll come up with ideas, whatever that may be. So something like that. Right. And then I'll sit down separately, I'll record it or whatever. And then I'll sit down separately to organize that idea. And then I'll organize it into parts of a song, and I think about song structure just like how you might, the verse, the chorus, does it have a bridge? I might not use those exact terms, but I tend to think like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because it's just something I can never grasp or get my hands around.
Yeah. I mean, but I love instrumental music, that's just me. That's what I'm into. Right. I like music with words too, just as much. But the first thing that grabs me is the melody of a song, or the sound of the guitars, and that kind of thing, and the music. That's the thing that grabs me.
Right. So the guys that played with you on this album, do you guys work regularly together? Are you officially a band? Are you playing dates, or was this a studio project?
I do play with both of these guys on a regular basis. I also play with other people.
Sure.
So I have a new project that I'm working on that is different people, mostly because I wrote all the music with another guy named Tom Hartnett. And that project, all we got to do is get in the studio and record it, and then it's ready to go.
Gotcha.
So that's like another album that's ready to go, and that's all stuff that he and I wrote together, save for maybe like one song, But yeah, so that project is based around he and I, and then who we feel like getting. Now I'm using Gus on that project as well at this time. That's who we've been using to on the rehearsals and stuff for this. But yeah, I mean, I would consider this like this project, the Missing Piece project, to be like the Electric Trio or the Electric Band.
Right.
So it's got that. It's distinct in that it has the keyboard where he's playing bass. So if it's me and Mario working together, it's like the Electric Band,
right.
What that is, or the Missing Piece Band, So whenever I'm booking a show for it, that's kind of the way I'm advertising it, is we're playing the music that this ensemble created.
Right.
But with another project, I would push that project.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you personally, regardless of the project, do you have anything coming up where people can go out and see you in September or October?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now. We're working on getting some dates together, but currently it's up in the air.
Right. You're just kind of jobbing around a little bit.
I'm jobbing around right now, but the goal is to be playing the original music full time. Like, that's what I want to do. Is I want to hit the road. I want to get out there and play this music everywhere I can.
Right. You have a website or anything?
Currently, it's just it's Instagram right now.
Okay.
You can check out my link tree. I have a link tree. But there I'll have all my updated websites. I'm putting that's one of the things on my list. I have a big whiteboard of things I need to do. Most of them are not music related. I think you guys might know this. Being a musician, I did not know when I was 9 years old, signing up to play the trumpet, that I would be doing media work.
Yeah, right.
And I'd be building a website, and I'd be doing all this stuff that no one wants to really do, but it's fun, you know, and it's cool. But yeah, so I have a big whiteboard of things, and I'm slowly crossing them off. But yeah, here, let me get you the link tree real quick. It should just be Sam Sounds,
right?
Sam, and then Sounds,
right?
At Linktree.
Okay.
Yeah, Linktree, linktr.ee/Sam, SOUNDS, Sam Sounds.
All right. Any of the music out on Spotify or anything?
Currently just The Missing Pieces out right now.
Okay.
And it's available there for listening, and there will be more music in the near future.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you play us out?
Yeah, okay.
Grab your guitar and play us another little bit as we
I will play you something.
Shuffle off the Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
The Rock and Roll Chicago Podcast improvised song. All right. Sounds good to me. Does this reflect our personalities? We're about to find out. We're about to learn a little bit about ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay. It already sounds like Dirty Old Men. That's Sam Burns, everybody.
Thanks for coming out, Sam.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank you for having me.
Great
guys.
having
I really
you.
appreciate it.
Absolutely, man.
The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast is edited by Paul Martin. Theme song courtesy of M&R Rush. The Rock and Roll Chicago podcast does not own the rights to any of the music heard on the show. The music is used to promote the guests that are featured.
Chicago, rock and roll.